Recorded on the 8th of March 2016 in Noosaville, Queensland, Australia.
Paul, thanks.
Learning to feel in the way, feel your own feelings and feel feelings from God and others, it seems, is a big part in this. And I remember you saying that you developed that as a young age.
Mm-hmm. So that's a question or a statement?
Yeah, well, I guess it's just a statement, yeah.
Yeah, no, it is true that it's very important. The emotional part of this is very important. And in fact, faith itself is an emotional state. Having faith is an emotional state. Just as really being in truth is an emotional state, not just an intellectual one. And taking action actually comes from your emotions too, as you'll learn in a minute. So yeah, everything is based around your emotional state. Remember, unless the emotional state changes, then it's highly unlikely that you'll be able to receive truth from God. And remember, truth from God is God's emotions about a thing. It's actually how God feels about a thing, not how God thinks about a thing. So that's very interesting in itself. So if you ask God for truth about how you've treated your wife, God will tell you how God feels about the thing, not how God thinks about the thing, right? And this is, remember in the channeling with the guy who, I brought this up with you already, but the channeling with the guy who was the Australian farmer, and remember I asked him to let himself feel what God feels about how he treated his wife, and just terrible emotions came over him straight away. They're God's feelings about that particular thing. That's why he shut them down, you see. Didn't want to feel them. Because they felt too bad. Right? Interesting, huh? That's how God shares truth. So Alex, thanks.
That last point.
Yeah.
I thought God only ever gave you good feelings or love or... What, he lets you know?
Exactly how he feels about a certain thing, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. His feelings are always loving.
I thought that was your emotions coming up of like...
I was going to confront your emotions, certainly. So he lets you know how he feels about the thing, and the difference between his emotions and your emotions about the same thing will cause a major trigger. You see, for the guy, the farmer, his feelings about how he treated his wife is, I treated my wife fine. Nothing wrong with it. So what God does is shares all this emotional truth about what damage it caused to his wife, how bad it made her feel, what damage it causes to his own soul, how bad his own soul feels as a result of that damage, and so forth.
But it's not a disapproving...
No, it's not a judgmental.
Oh, that was shocking what you did.
No, it's just a statement of truth about all the damage that has occurred. But it's emotional, because all the damage is emotional. You see? So you get to feel what's really going on. That's why most of you don't want to have the connection, because you don't want to feel how God feels about things. Right? Because it's gonna be overwhelming, man. For the majority of it, it's overwhelming. If you hear about how God feels about one of the things you've done, it would trigger you, if you were open, it'd trigger in repentance pretty much straight away. If you're closed, you'll just want to shut it down. You want to run away, right? Because it just feels too bad. Once you know how unloving behaviour actually feels, you won't engage it anymore. You won't even let it happen, you know. You can't, because it just feels real bad. Yeah. At the moment, unloving behaviour to you feels relatively good. Like feeding an addiction feels relatively good. There's going to come a time in your progression where feeding an addiction feels so bad for you that you will not do it again. You just won't, because it just feels so bad. And when you can feel God's feelings about it, you go, yeah, that's real bad. I'm not going to feel that. I'm not going to do that anymore. You see, it's very important to be sensitive emotionally. Yeah. God communicates through these feelings, which is wonderful.